We're live.
From Saturday night. Live.
It does kind of feel like Saturday, to be honest.
Kind of feels like Sunday.
Really?
It really feels like Sunday.
Weird. I really feel like it feels like Saturday.
Maybe a little.
That'll be pleasant to know that tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be really nice that we have another day.
I'm
I really
excited.
love that we kind of like plan it for like
I
our
really
moods.
like
We like
it.
we know our future selves of like what we're gonna want to do.
Yeah, we've been doing our trips Wednesday to Saturday. So like we still get home on Saturday, then we still have Sunday to chill.
Yeah.
Because like we are working this whole time at the same time.
We are very
Not
much-
hard enough. Brittany is working like her normal.
Yeah. But it
kind
would
of,
be like
but
just a lot.
I have a hard time vlogging and stuff, like creating content when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
Just because I feel awkward.
I definitely want to get better at that because that would be more fun to just because we vlogged this entire trip for you guys for the membership, which is coming out
now.
It's live.
Out
It
today.
is out now.
So you can watch our vlog from this exact trip.
yes, we've been filming a lot.
And then you'll also get extended episodes.
You can also see us fight
In the vlog.
physically and verbally.
We did get in a bit of a bickering. I was gaslighting Dev a bit.
Yeah.
And
She was speaking
logistics.
Spanish and saying that she was speaking English. And I was like, no, you're not. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about?
But
Was not
basically,
translating.
you guys can go to sogladwerefriends.com and that will be our whole new website. That is our membership. So you can join it. And every week, you'll get an extended version of our episode. So the regular episode will come out and then you can go into the membership and get an extra 20 something minutes of us talking.
It's an extra episode, but basically it's going to be recorded off of the back of our episode that
continuing
comes
the
out that week.
conversation.
But if you're not subscribed, you're still getting the normal episode. But then, like, if you are subscribed, you can go in and listen to us. Like, we'll be able to talk about more exclusive things, like brand things and rate things and stuff like that too.
And more.
I also think just like more in detail of like maybe say for instance we're talking about relationships.
My mom probably won't subscribe, so I'll be able to talk about things that I
Christy,
feel
you better-
uncomfortable saying in front of my
You
mom.
better subscribe.
No, she won't.
But
No,
you
Christy, you
to
can't.
support the pod. But you can't. We won't give you your member. We won't give you the membership.
We won't teach her how
password.
to listen to it, but we'll teach her how to pay it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She already gives me a massive discount on our gym membership, so I mean, it's okay if you don't, Mom.
Rosie, this is very strange
Nice.
that you have going on. And then every month we're gonna do. We like notice that you guys really love the Q&As, and you guys have been asking so many good questions, and we want to give more dedicated time to answering those questions, giving more in-depth answers, providing more like specific examples from our life.
Like where we can name an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, exactly. Like talk more in detail about that stuff, and get to everybody's question. So if you submit your question, we'll have like a form at the beginning of the month, and then at the end of the month, we'll record the entire thing, and then you
Rosie,
guys
I
can listen.
love you,
Yeah.
but you can't.
And this membership is just exciting and important to us at the same time because we don't make money from this podcast at all. And we've put a lot of effort and hard work and we do every single week.
I paid like $500 to come here this weekend, so
That's true. But we
And
also
just, like,
spend a
even-
lot.
We spend money like with the recording equipment, like upgrading video.
We have to pay for like our subscriptions for everything. Like all the technology type things. So having the membership, hopefully like you guys can literally help us just keep going and
yeah.
be able to do the podcast. But it'll be so fun. And then we'll keep just doing more things and expanding it from there.
Yeah.
Exciting. Can't wait to see you there. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about friendships and
Making new friends.
making new friends.
And like the actionable tips, because I think we've talked about a lot of like what to do to get started, but then we haven't really talked more in depth about like what do you do next? Like you found someone that you're kind of interested in being friends with, but then like how do you actually make the friendship happen? Because I think there's a lot of like awkward things that can kind of go on, especially at the very beginning. Like who texts who first? Like where do you go? What do you do?
it is hard. And it depends where you met the person too
Yeah.
and what your connection was
What the
originally.
initial connection was,
Yeah.
for sure. So we'll dive into some like examples and tips and things.
Yeah. And we have some questions about friendship stuff specifically.
Yeah.
Do we start with a question or just start?
I feel like we should start with like actionable things people can try.
Okay. You go first.
Okay. I think following each other on Instagram is.
Wait, can we say the waiter? We had a server today.
Oh my god!
And he's like, "Wait, only you live here?"
To the last episode, we had a little bit of a tough experience with, or maybe I don't know when it's gonna come out, but
yeah, our last episode.
A tough experience with a waiter. It's okay. He was new and he's learning. But
was he new?
He wasn't new. He said he's been in French fine dining for 9 years.
I've been in French fine dining for 9 years.
I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt, but
he was sad we didn't try the French fine dining.
Yeah,
we didn't do the
either way. We
caviar
had
bomb.
a just like 20 out of 10 waiter,
Best server ever.
and we continued our lucky.
That
girl
was today,
streak,
not last night.
Our lucky girl streak, and he gave us free drink tokens.
Yeah, so Britt gets to use those, but it was very funny because
gave
he was
you
like,
them.
"Wait, only you live
We should
here?"
have went to the bar and got another drink with those tokens.
Oh, I don't know why we didn't do that.
Yeah.
But so he was like, "Oh, only you live here? Like you guys don't live here? How did you all meet?" And I was like, "Instagram." And he's like, "Oh, whoa!" Like what a
Yeah.
crazy world.
And he was kind of like observing us, and he's like, "Wow, like every time we've been over, you guys have like been deep in conversation or like giggling or just like having a really good time." That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's like,
Yeah.
you seem like such a good match.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, we went out to the patio and we're trying to take pictures because they had this like mural on the wall. And he came outside and he was like, "Can I take a picture for you guys? You
Yeah.
guys are so,
So
cute.
cute.
And he was just like, oh, I loved
Angel.
him. Yeah.
I
Love
can't wait to go
him.
back.
Anyways, though, Instagram.
Yeah, I think Instagram is a really good starting point. Like whether like if you meet out or in person or like if you meet through another group or something, I feel like getting each other's Instagram, following each other, and like making the first move by like DMing them is such a great way to stay connected at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can like turn, like if you really want to be extra, you can like turn on their notifications, like just to like, because you know sometimes
Could
people
you imagine if you're with them at lunch and it pops up? That would be
But
so bad.
I guess I like I don't have any notifications
do I.
on my phone, so like I wouldn't like get it, but that would be really funny if you like forgot to turn it off. But I think like just, you know, because sometimes people are like more infrequent storyers, so like
Yeah.
I think being able to reply to a story,
Replying to stories is great. I feel
It's
like dating,
so-
friendships, everything, replying
yeah,
to stories.
it's just a nice little like way to keep up with them. And then obviously like commenting on like Instagram posts is a great way to like stay connected, especially because I find like texting kind of draining. Like I don't love texting a bunch
Yeah, same.
with like, especially with like newer people, like I don't know.
Mhm.
And so
She's assaulting. I'm being assaulted.
Rosie, you just want to be loved.
Aw.
So I think that like in between like hanging out and like keeping up with each other, it's nice to be able to like reply to stories and stuff to like
Yeah.
continue kind of the relationship. Because I think like what gets awkward is like when you haven't really kept up with the person, and then like what do you like, how do you kind of like make the next
Redo it.
connection?
And
with
that's
them?
like how we talk a lot about how adult friendships go slower if you're not making those
Yeah.
pushes. Like the friends that my newer friends that I talk about frequently, like it's been such a slow build of a friendship.
Yes.
Not like so slow where I didn't feel. Jesus Christ, Rosie.
You know what?
Okay,
I
lay
just had
down.
a good idea that we should have my mom on the podcast to talk about adult friendships.
that would be cool in
Because,
Arizona.
like, oh my God, that would be so fun.
Yeah.
Do you know our moms have been wanting to come on?
Well, but I mean, like, specifically to talk to my mom about friends because she has, first of all, she has so many friends in like situational aspects, like her gym friends. She always makes friends with people when she has like an active hobby, but she's also very good at keeping up with her old friends, like her best friend that she went to nursing school with. And she has this funny story about her best friend that she went to nursing school with. They had just started working in the same hospital together, and my mom was like 8 months pregnant. And she goes up to this girl, Sherrod, who is one of her best friends ever. And she's like, "Oh my God, hi." And her friend Sherrod's like, "Oh my God, you're like about to give birth." And my mom was like, "Yeah, you should come to my baby shower this weekend."
Aw.
And she like, yeah, she's like, you should just come. And then she came and they've
Rosie,
been,
okay, we gotta
annoying.
stop.
You have to stop. Stop, Rosie. No. Rosie, you just want belly scratches.
Literally. She's like, I need to be in the absolute middle possible. That is a great idea, but I think that goes back to our parents being more open and social, and maybe the lack of technology and phones and everything too. Like my parents are so like that. Like they literally invited a worker from Men's Warehouse to their wedding.
Yeah, and like it's just like my mom has a bunch of friends that like
You chill.
she's been friends with for like 20 years, but somehow they get together like once a month
Good
to like
girl.
go to happy hour or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's very common anymore, and I don't know how she maintains those friendships. Like,
Yeah.
do they just happen to text her and be like, "Oh, hey"?
Rosie, stay.
My mom texts her friends a lot, I think. Like she is on a girls' trip this weekend. One of her friends is like flying in and then they're doing a girls' trip type thing. But I feel like it's, keeping the connection.
Yeah. I think that's where I've noticed like my friends that I follow on my like Rosie and Britt account, I'm like much better at keeping up with them because and like the other friends that like were on my old personal account, I'm like, oh my God, like you're pregnant and have a kid now. Like what?
Dude, that's why I went and followed all of my actual friends on that account, because I was like, I never see my actual friends.
Same. And so I think like that's huge, is just like being able to be intentional with the time, like, and make sure that like you reply to their stories or I think also another really big thing is like, think about how many times you post something, like you did a deal or like something good happens and you like post it on your story. Like one of my friends is a journalist and she sometimes gets like front page,
Oh, that's so cool.
like cover stories, and like being able to like text her like, oh my God, congratulations, this is huge. Like this is like a big time in her life that like that's what's going on. So
Yeah, I feel like also it's so easy to like when I see friends from my childhood share big things like that, or like when they're going through something hard, I think like, oh, that sucks, but then I'm like, next. Like I don't take the time to like.
I'm like, I legitimately reply to everyone. Like a random boy that I went to middle school with is like in a divorce, and I was like, I'm so sorry that you're
oh my
going
God, no, yeah, like I don't do that.
I think it's nice. It's like an easier way to keep up, especially like just being really busy. Like being able to reply to stories, I think is like so helpful.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little less scary sometimes than asking for somebody's number, but having somebody's phone number is obviously a lot easier than just trying to make plans over Instagram DMs.
Yeah.
Also, if you meet someone out let's say you meet someone at a yoga class and you connect, I feel like it's better to get their Instagram and then maybe like dip your toe in the water a little bit more and like see if you're gonna vibe more. And then like what I do with my Instagram friends, like what we did with each other is we would DM and stuff and then be like, oh, can I get your phone number for blah blah blah. And then but it's not like as girls we're not like texting we are, but like I'm not texting
but that's where
other friends randomly it's easier to reply to their stories on Instagram to like keep up in the daily. And then you text when you want to make plans.
I text a lot, but I voice message a lot.
And also you're either texting us where we are talking obsessively like all day long, or you're texting like your old friends that you grew up with, which obviously you're going to be texting about a bunch of stuff and too. Like,
true.
A new friend, you're not going to be like, hey, how was your day? I just did this today, like that. I don't know.
And that's why you start thinking, like once you just start to get to know little things about them, then it like gives you an entry. Like my friend Maddie, she loves crumble cookies, and like they just started new cinnamon rolls coming out. So like then I sent her that the cinnamon rolls came out, and she like went on a mission to go find all them.
I think that's such a great tip, is like remembering things of your conversations, or like if you see like say they post yoga all the time or like Pilates all the time on their stories. Be like, oh my God, I just tried Pilates for the first time. Like it was really hard. How do you do this? Like, do you want to go to a class together? Like there's little things like that I think make it so much easier to like, because then it also makes you like remember those things, and then that makes somebody feel good. Like whenever somebody remembers like little things about you, like it feels good to
the best
have someone text you stuff.
I love that.
So I think that's good. Remembering like the little things, and if you have to, like even just keep a note about it, because
I really need to be better about that. I don't know what is with my brain, but I feel like I forget things about people, and I used to be really good about remembering little details of like, oh, I know your favorite candy, or I definitely know your favorite color, and all of these things.
I used
I
to
don't
do
know.
that, like, this is for, like, networking too, but, like, when I was working in hospitals and, like, talking to doctors and nurses and stuff, I would just keep notes in, like, my contacts from them. Like, you can, in contacts, you can have a note with them, and you can add stuff. So, like, if they have kids or, like, they're from, you know, a different state or, like, whatever, and you can just jot things down because, you know, we have a lot to remember these days. It's, like, not
that's true.
very reasonable to remember everything. So
Especially when you're trying to make new friends and then like trying to remember which is which and stuff.
exactly. So I think it's good to just jot down like high level things that you like talked about, and then you can like follow up with them afterwards.
Yeah.
And I remember just like how it like made the doctors and nurses feel when I would like ask about those things. Like,
Yeah.
hey, like how's your daughter? Like how's your, you know, how's your dad doing? Like how was
It
his
makes you be
surgery?
like, whoa, like
Yeah.
you know that about me?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
For sure.
That's how I feel when people will like bring something up that I posted on Instagram and I'll be like, oh, what? How do you know that?
Oh, I don't like that in person. Yeah, I love that so much. That's a great idea. I need to do that more.
Yeah. And I don't think it's weird. It's just like a new practice.
Yeah.
I also think like depending on the vibe, like say you like make the first hangout, I feel like it's great to do something that's not, it's similar to dating where like I think it's good to do something that's not super long. Like coffee, I think like walks, like if you have a dog, like go on a walk with your dog, drinks, like something that's like, you know, an hour or so, maybe 2 hours, and you could extend it if you want to.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of mine I end up extending. I'm like it's 3 hours. I was like,
Yeah.
Joe, I'll be home at like 7. Like, I'm like it's like 8:30 or 9 o'clock when I walk in.
Yeah.
It's like, but
For me, it's more intimidating one-on-one. Like I like a
Me too.
small group.
Me too.
but sometimes that's like harder to coordinate for me. Like if you think
It
about it,
is harder
it's like
to coordinate.
so much harder to like follow up and do the next thing with somebody if you're trying to coordinate with like 3 or 4 people.
But it's like really nerve-wracking to schedule like a dinner, say, with somebody that you don't know that
I
well.
wouldn't do dinner though. That's what I mean.
Or just drinks or something.
Yeah. That's where I maybe like doing the walks is good then because you're kind of like doing something instead of just sitting across from each other.
Yeah, that is better.
You could also do like, you know, those like candle making classes.
Yeah, that's fun.
That
Doing
could be
something
really
where you're being
fun.
active
Yeah.
would be good because then if you're quiet and you have nothing to say, it's not as awkward.
Yeah.
And I think we mentioned that before, but like following up right after you hang out of like, oh, that was so fun. And then you can
Yeah.
follow up with things that you talked about. Like me and my friends did pottery 2 weeks ago. So then like we've been talking about what other activities that we wanted to do that we talked about then, and then sending pictures of the pottery, and like you can really continue the conversation based on everything you talk about. And then you're like, oh, okay, we want to do this activity next. Like there's a pottery place that does a 6-week class where like every Sunday morning you go and it's like the pottery.
That would be
Like
so
that
fun.
would maybe be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that like trying to find the next time you're going to hang out like as soon like as you can makes it easier because like everyone's schedule books up so quickly that it's like, you know, 2-3 weeks from the next time you hang out. And that's like really hard to build a friendship if you're only hanging out every 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. You need to, that's our part, is you need to take the action and actually make the plans to hang out.
I personally have a hard time like meeting people that I want to hang out with though.
Like you don't want to hang out with people.
Yeah, like I don't want to
Same.
make the effort to like.
It takes me
Like,
until
I don't-
like now I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, I want to hang out with you. Like, but it takes me to be really comfortable to get to that point. Otherwise, would rather stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have to say though, like sometimes it's still like in my head, like the last time I went to hang out with somebody new, I was like, oh my God, I don't really want to go. I don't really want to go. And then like as soon as I was there, I was like so happy that I went and like,
Oh, it's every time.
yeah. So it's like, I think some of those feelings, like you kind of have to power through them and get over it and just like hang out with them, because I think if you're like waiting for the time of like, okay, I really want to hang out with this person, like it's probably going to be like a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever before you're like really that comfortable.
Like, quite honestly, I don't know if I've ever gone to a social occasion and then came home and was like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have stayed home.
Yeah.
Like every time I feel better and I feel more
Yeah.
energized and whatnot.
Yeah. But so I feel like that feeling is like totally valid. It's just like mixed with like just
you're gonna
making
have to force yourself
do it.
to get to the point where you're comfortable with someone.
Yeah,
Because
like,
that's the point. It's like I'm not comfortable, and so it's like boring or unstimulating or like I don't know.
Like when you went to the like happy hour with a bunch of girls, were you like really nervous or like didn't really want to go at first?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was so fun after. Like you guys shut down the restaurant.
It was okay.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like I didn't talk that much because in a group setting, like I can't get a word in because I'm already quiet. And like I was happy that I went. It was cool, but like also it wasn't like I had amazing chemistry with anyone that I was like, oh, I'm gonna be best friends with them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to know like right away if you're gonna be best friends with somebody.
I feel like I always know.
Really?
Yeah. Like all of my best friendships, I feel like I've known pretty immediately. Like we have a connection. I feel good about
all
this.
my best friends have like forced me to be comfortable with them. Like I remember my best friend in 8th grade was like the biggest extrovert, and she just gravitated towards me, and she was like, I'm gonna make you my best friend. And then like we were crazy together. Like she's probably one of the best friends that I've ever had. And it was like Are
you still friends?
No, it was like a big large fire, and then it ended quickly, you know, like it was like we were like inseparable for a year and a half, and then we got in a fight and never spoke again.
That's really sad.
But yeah, she like I just remember being immediately comfortable with her and like being able to spend time with just her, whereas usually I need to be in a group with like 2 or 3 people.
See, I think because I can like talk to a brick wall and have a good time with a brick wall, like I will connect with like a lot of different people. And so I'm more apprehensive about being like, I'm committing to you as a friend.
That's like when I'm dating, I'm like, am I just having fun because like I'm fun, or like, do I actually like you?
That's interesting. But that's where I think like I'm actually much more reserved in a group setting as well. Like I'll talk and like I'll connect with people, but I definitely take a step back and I kind of like observe what's going on and like how people are acting. And then I decide who I want to be friends with.
Yeah, I have a huge fear of trying to talk and then nobody hearing me or being cut off.
That's like the worst feeling.
I mean, you guys do that to me all the time. So like, wait, I'm
just
getting a flight home.
We're just getting
after
you practice.
Yeah, I hate them. They're so mean.
Gaslighting me so much. Never had a better friend.
She tells us she loves us though, so I think we're in a really good place.
She does.
And she hugs us too.
Only when I'm drunk.
No.
What? No, you do it when you're sober.
I think maybe we force it upon her.
Whatever. It'll be natural.
I'm like, Devon's way more touchy, just me touching her more.
Devon's so much more comfortable like being affectionate. Never. Just like force it.
It's so funny. One of the, a question that we got is literally like, any advice on making new friends as an adult? What has worked for you? I'm a shy introvert and it's so hard for me. I'm considering Bumble BFF, but it's so intimidating.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Bumble BFF?
I can't really speak on it because I've never done
episode
it.
is sponsored by Bumble BFF.
We wish.
Let's talk about like real thoughts about Bumble BFF or like our opinions or whatever.
It's like online dating. Like you have to make an effort on it, and you have to be kind of more aggressive. Like you have to message people if you match with them. And
or you lose the matches, right?
Yeah, they expire.
Oh my God, they
if you
go
don't
away.
Message them. Yeah, they expire. And you have to kind of like really be searching. Like you have to dedicate time to like really looking and sifting through and like finding the right people. So it's a commitment. But the nice thing about it is that everybody on there is actively looking for friends. Whereas like if you're trying to meet friends at a Pilates class, and this is my insecurity speaking, but I'm like, oh, well, does that girl even want any new friends?
Yeah.
Maybe she already has a bunch of friends and she's not actively looking for friends. So it's nice on Bumble because they straight up say like, I'm looking, like you say what you're looking for. I'm looking for friends for wine nights, or I'm looking for friends to go out clubbing, you know, and then you can pick and choose what you're looking for too.
Also, do you think that because like when we were doing your Bumble last night, it kept pulling up people that was very like had a lot in common with Devon, like
the
similar
algorithm
things. So would that happen with Bumble BFF?
Things that you check. Yeah, so
that would be really cool.
It'll match you with people that also say that they like reading,
and it does like
also
politics,
say that
the
they
dogs,
like coffee,
everything.
Yeah.
I think my hesitation with it is just the amount of effort.
Yeah.
But I can't really say anything about like, I don't know. I don't really have any apprehensions about like meeting people off of it. I think it's just more the effort that's required.
Mine would be like, I don't know how much of like a vibe I can get from people off of just the pictures in a profile of like, do I want to be like, I feel like it would need to be conversations, and then you're like, oh, I enjoy texting them or talking about this thing.
Yeah. I think another way that like I have met people is like through other friends too. And so just like,
that's the best
but what
way.
if you don't have friends?
I feel like even acquaintances, you can kind of like do
Coworkers,
things like
family, like any people where you can go out, cousins, siblings, anyone.
Yeah.
Because then like every mutual friend then opens up a whole new group of friends.
Yeah, because I think that like, especially if you like one, like, you know, you kind of vibe with one person.
Yeah.
Being able to do things with like their friends, you'll probably like have at least some of a vibe with them.
Yeah, exactly.
I also think just finding groups or things that are going on within your interests is so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you are a workout girly, like finding like Melanie in Denver, she like started Denver Fit Friends.
Yeah, but that's like the most obvious fucking thing. A workout class. Meet
No,
friends at a workout class.
but
That's
it's
just like
like
what everybody says as the answer is, oh, have you tried a workout class? Like, what if I don't fucking like working out?
You didn't listen to
yeah,
what I
Melanie
said.
is lucky though because she's passionate about working out and she can start a whole little group about
that's
girls
not what
who
I
like
said.
working out.
No, listen. You have to listen to what I said.
Listen, Linda.
Do it. Find friends within your interests. Working out is one interest.
But what are the other interests?
Skiing.
Okay, what else?
Bicycling.
Can't really.
What else?
Can't really.
What else?
Reading, book clubs, library.
That's the hard thing is the introverted activities aren't out. Like it's you can't. It's you can do a book club, but then it's like you have to find the book club to
you
join.
should find things that are like your social things that you want to do out, not necessarily the things that like, because a lot of introverted activities are things you want to do by yourself. You don't want to do them with other people, right?
No, I would love to. I would love if I had
You would
friends
love
that
to,
just
like,
came
just
over and watched
read?
reality TV with me, or like
Yeah.
would just want to read on a weekend or something. I'd be so down for that.
Or like just friends to go out to dinner with or something. Like I don't have to be passionate. I don't have to be like a crazy like.
I wonder if you could do a cooking class then.
But why does it have to be so extreme? Like that's the hard thing is if you don't have this like fucking hobby that's like, oh, I love working out, I love cooking, I love skiing.
That's why I think it just has to be through
and
social
the majority
media.
of people don't have those things. So the majority of people are like, okay, then how do I meet friends? Because I don't
all
have
these
that.
people that want to be friends with you in Phoenix. So why don't you want to meet up with them and hang out with them?
Called out.
Like, how do you want to filter them?
Yeah,
Because they could be because they know you.
I feel like that
They
makes
don't
it
know them.
harder. Do you feel like that's weirder? Like, because they do know you, and then you're like,
Yeah,
I don't know you.
them. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's nice. That's why friends are created from mutual following ships.
Yeah.
Like people that both know of each other on social media, and then I don't know, it's hard when
But would you follow those
some
people
random
that, like,
girl
that like want to be friends with you?
what if I don't want to follow them? What if I don't like their content? Like, I don't know.
It's the headphones, I think.
Yeah. It's just like a lot because I'll have a bunch of random girls who will comment on my TikTok and be like, I want to be friends, but it's like, okay.
What if you like follow them and like follow their Instagram and TikTok and just like see if you like their vibe?
Would you ever be brave enough to like DM one of the like Emily Kaiser or anybody in the group?
No.
Because I feel like you would low-key like really fit in too.
No, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I would, but I'm not sure if I would. I don't feel confident in saying that.
Because there are a lot of
They're
like
all moms.
Yeah, that's also true. Because there's like a girl in Portland that does food influencing and like does restaurant reviews and stuff, and she'll host like influencer events too in Portland. And so I'm like, that would be good for me to go to.
That would be fun to like get into like if you're into cooking or into food or like want to go out to eat with people, like finding maybe like foodies in the area. Because I feel like a lot of people like low-key will just like post, like even if they're not like trying to be an influencer, they'll like post their like food reviews.
I also think like going to events, if your city has events like that, but like going to them multiple times, like you're not going to meet friends probably the first time, especially if you're an introvert. But it's like the same thing if you are a workout person, for example, and you go to the same Pilates class every Monday at 10 a.m.
about the fucking workout.
Well, yeah, because that's what everybody always says. How do you make friends? Oh, go to a workout class. Okay. Like, yeah, that is like, I'm just
And there were
sick
a
of
bunch
that.
of cute young girls in our workout class that we probably would be friends with.
So like, I think if you went to the same Monday 8 a.m. Pilates class and you're seeing the same girls all the time and they're seeing you all the time, then so like if you were going to influencer meetups, but you couldn't just go to one, you would have to go to them every month. And then like once you start seeing the same people over and over again,
that's probably
then
true.
you're going to be like, oh, I recognize you. You were here last time. Like, so. Do
you feel like there's maybe things like that in Phoenix? Like, I feel like there's a lot of influencers.
There's like, I don't feel like there's a lot of influencers.
I also have a theory of just like, I have put more effort into like networking and like meeting people like just online, but like I think
Brittany
I have like a fear.
Is the best networker of all time. I think you deserve an award.
Yeah, probably.
Sorry, what's your fear? I was wanting
but
to
I think it's like a fear of doing it close by means that it's like I have more responsibility.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Rosie. That's so fucking cute.
No.
Close? What?
But like it's more pressure to like maintain the relationships when they're close, like in the same city and everything.
Oh.
Because like if they're far away, then the expectation is not that I'm gonna like I'm gonna talk to them. We're gonna like connect and we're gonna follow up and like meet and stuff and do like calls. But if it's close, there's more pressure to like
in a good way or a bad way.
I think I see it as negative, but it is positive. But like if I think about it and if I'm honest with myself, like I make friends like all over the place.
Yeah.
And I don't put the effort into meeting people here.
I got hoes in different area codes.
Yeah,
really.
they're all over the world. So
I agree.
Calling myself out that I need to put more like the things I'm doing, because I'm like, I literally like in my mind I just thought of like, oh, like I just haven't found the same, like the people that I found live all over the place. They live in Arizona, they live in Washington. Like why can't I find them here? But I haven't put the effort into finding them here.
But yeah, and you can maintain our friendship without having to like actually go out with us.
Yeah, which does make it easier, obviously.
Yeah.
But we still have scheduled time weekly.
I know.
So
I know. But that is good. That's positive reinforcement for me.
But also we have so much in common.
Rosie, you really can't. Girlie.
Rosie, come here.
But that's the thing is once you do have people where you do have so much in common, then it is just so easy because I could literally bring up a million different topics and you'll be like, okay.
It's like I just want it to be easy and I don't want to have to force.
Yeah.
And if I do have to force it, then I'll just stay home and be happy.
Well, that's
by
what
myself.
I think. Like, I'm like, if I found you two out of like all the people on the internet, I can do a better job of my searching on
God damn,
line.
that's so true.
Rosie.
But also
the puppy dog eyes are
those things almost make me feel like the universe.
Yeah, I agree. Showing you. And it's also, I do like what you're saying about closeness because that really is true. It's a separate thing that you need. Like that my long distance friendships and things can't provide in a way. Like you can't get the same thing out of it.
And I truly, like I did, like in COVID, like I was able to get my like extroverted fix with like FaceTimes, but
because that was the only option.
Like being here together makes me so much more excited to show up for you guys and like put more effort into the friendship and everything else.
And it's even like my friend Catherine lives in Portland and I'm just across the river, but it's like we probably only hang out once every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks because it's a half-hour journey or whatnot. Like it just is kind of a lot, and we rotate like taking turns of who goes the drive to do it. But like my friend Maddie that moved into Vancouver from Portland, she like all her friends are in Portland, so she didn't have any friends in Vancouver, and she was like, I didn't think that I would make friends here too. So it's like cool to have people that are really close, because a 10-minute drive versus a 30-minute drive is like
Makes
actually
such
so
a
huge.
difference, Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like I'm not going to go casually hang out at someone's house that lives 30-40 minutes away.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. But that's where I think, like, also, I think I'm a little bit more willing to just, like, do that here. Like, I'm so down to, like, drive into Denver because I love Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done it
So-
like 5 times.
I know. Joe's going to be like, where the fuck is all the gas? I'm going to, like, drive up to the airport and be like, hi, honey. It's time to get gas.
I agree. It's like just extra fulfilling to
Yeah.
be in person. Cam texted me, do you know who Olivia Colpo is?
Nope.
And I was like, yeah, she's Braxton's ex. And she said, who's Braxton? She's dating Christian McCaffrey. And I was like, Barrios from the
Isn't-
Dolphins.
Isn't
Look at me.
isn't that Sophia? Olivia's her older sister.
Oh, shit.
The Colpo sisters.
JK, it's her little sister. I thought it was Olivia.
No, I don't think so. Olivia's getting married and has a beautiful life.
So we think.
Oh,
on the
so he's
outside
wrong then?
perspective.
Because he said Olivia's dating Christian McCaffrey.
I think so. I don't know. Okay, there's a good question for you, Dev, that I think we should answer. Because I think this also kind of goes hand in hand with like making new friends that get your vibe and get your needs and like are going to kind of work with that and work with your boundaries. And that is, how do you get your family and friends to understand how much you enjoy and thrive through alone time on a regular basis? So kind of taking this from like a friendship perspective versus like family, like meeting new friends, how did you kind of like, or how would you, I guess, share like your...
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, one thing that I've been doing as I've gotten older, I think, and I think it's just natural for me, but I just naturally don't give my time and energy to people who I don't automatically connect with on like a spiritual level, like people who just get me.
Yeah, and you feel
then
it.
I give my time to them.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those people that just get me, even I have a friend that I know from Instagram. I know, she wants my koala. I have a friend, Christina, that I know from Instagram just because we're on Corgi Instagram and we're both in
She's
Phoenix.
the one with the corgi.
Mm-hmm.
They do
I assume.
corgis, yeah. Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley and Brady. And literally, also, she knows me on Instagram. Like, she's seen me talking about how I'm an introvert, but also she's like, I'm the same exact way. Like,
oh, I didn't know that.
I'm very like family oriented. She loves her family and she loves just being home. So she connects with me on that level too. That's why we never hang out.
That makes sense.
Maybe you
But-
both have to just like put like an ounce more of effort so that you do.
But like,
hang out.
I've gone to happy hour with her, I think twice.
Yeah.
And every time we text to hang out or whatever, she tells me, she's like, and if you want to cancel and you don't feel
Aw.
like going, if you feel like you want to stay home, let me know. It's fine.
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
So like, I feel like all of the friends that I'm making understand
That's
me
really
at that
cool.
level.
Yeah.
I feel like that too. Like any new friend, I feel like does understand me like that.
And
That's
if they
really
don't,
sweet. I
they are
love
not
that.
going to connect with you. Like if I'm trying to make friends with some girl that is very, there's so many girls that are like so energetic and in your face and like, let's go out, let's do this, and I like, obviously those people I can't handle. So I'm not going to put my effort and time into trying to be their friend. Like you can just the energy, you can just tell if they're going to get you and you're going to get them.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I also think this is another good thing about like friendship and like making friends and stuff is like if you don't vibe together. Oh, I have a great story for the membership and just like real talk about friendship that did not work out and like we did not vibe. But anyways, it's okay if you go out to drinks or walk or whatever with somebody and it just like you don't click, and like similar to dating, like if you kind of get the vibe that you don't really want to do it again, like I think it's okay. And it's kind of one of those things where you're like, okay, I did this, I'm proud of myself for like meeting up with this person and like spending my time and stuff, but like there will be better people that I'm like more compatible with friendship wise.
Yeah.
And it's okay that like not every single person is going to be like the right fit.
Yeah, it's like even when you're scrolling on TikTok and you're looking for creators that you connect with or whatever, you're going to come across so many people that you're just like, this person fucking annoys me and I don't understand why.
Yep.
And then you're going to come to a person and be like, I get them for some reason. I don't know why, but I just relate. I like them for, I don't know why, but I like them. And that's how it is in the real world too, believe it or not, if you don't get out much. But yeah, I think it's just like you just know or you don't. The energy, I feel like, of the people and the conversation that you have.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own issues.
Because, you know, I think a big part of it, like when you're annoyed with people, like I'm thinking about a specific example, is like...
Will you share that in the membership?
Yeah, I sure fucking will.
Subscribe!
But I think, but this is like what we're going to
deep dive
about, is like just when you're meeting new people, I think insecurities come up. And that's what plays out a lot in like why you might not like somebody.
Your own insecurities?
Like, actually both. Yeah, I think like you can really spot other people's insecurities
that are gonna like
clash.
Yes, with each other, then you don't fit.
Yeah.
Totally. Because some people also, sometimes when you just meet people and you just connect with them, it's because they like soothe your insecurities. They make you feel secure. For whatever reason. Like Brittany and Maggie very much make me feel secure. I don't feel like, because a lot of friendships or a lot of people, I feel like a burden on them, or like I need to hurry up and finish talking because they don't want to listen, or I
honestly still feel like that with like most people. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
so it's like maybe it does have a lot to do with each individual's insecurities, and it's not like a personal thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Like, yeah.
Can I read this that I found on Reddit?
Yes.
It's very helpful.
Okay.
Somebody said that there's a book called Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come. It's basically a personal journey of a woman who is extremely lonely. She spends her time binge watching reality shows, and the only other person she knows in the city is her husband, and she realizes her need for deep friendships and a social life. So she spends the entire year trying different things, like taking classes to learn how to talk to people, how to do improv, how to do stand-up comedy. And at each step, she writes about how she feels like she cannot do these things, or how the people who do these things are a different breed altogether. And she doesn't see herself as someone who could talk to anything or do any of these things. The book is a very light read and extremely funny, with a bunch of lessons that she learned along the way about friendship. That's so
real.
Yeah, no, it's real.
That's really
nonfiction.
Cool.
Nothing solved
I feel like
it.
I would
like
love
how
to listen to that.
Yeah, Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come. That's such a good title.
Perfect. I wish we could have
your life.
heard the lesson of the book, but
I know, but like sounds good. Maybe we could have a little So Glad We're Friends book club.
Oh my god,
and listen
that'd
to
be
it
cute.
together.
Okay, this is definitely a hard situation.
It's more about traveling, and since we're traveling right now. I thought you were reading the traveling one. No?
What traveling one?
About her throwing up and going on the plane?
No, I don't know her.
It doesn't have to do with friendship.
That's not friendship.
Oh, well, that's why I thought we didn't have any more friendship ones.
We do have a friendship one.
Okay,
So I got sick 6 years ago, but got really ill back in 2021. After not being able to go to school or anything socially related, all of my quote-unquote friends just stopped talking to me whatsoever. Do you have any tips on how to make new friends after sickness in your 20s? This is really hard.
Go to workout classes. Do like yoga or Pilates or like, cycle. If you class
things
pass,
that are really
you can try a bunch of
sick
different
body.
workout classes. Try classes of things that you like, workout classes.
I do wonder, so the app I use for my membership is called Geneva, and it's like a group chat type app, but like the whole point of it is there's like a lot of groups around the whole country, and you can start them for anything. Like you can look up like Portland Book Club, you can look up
like Jenna Palak has like fun on weekdays, but in multiple cities girls are able to post and connect.
Exactly. And that's what our goal is with the podcast. Like ideally we'll have like a huge audience with people all over the country and multiple countries, and then you guys could just all meet up with each other and be like, oh wow, we all listen to the podcast.
You know what would be an interesting idea, something to try is like, say you pick a niche of something that you're very interested in. Maybe it's ACOTAR, maybe it's Pilates, maybe it's Lady Gaga, you know, like Taylor Swift, football, whatever. But like pick one niche of something that you're very interested in and then find groups of people online that are very interested in that one thing too.
Yeah. It goes to
and
the
maybe
fangirling.
because literally that is how I made
do.
some of the best friends in my life, is being a fan of people. And like whenever I met up with those people who were either Lady Gaga or Ellie Goulding fans, like that we had so much in common and so much to talk about, it just like filled me up. Like I felt like I was drunk talking to them and I was completely sober. Like
and think about that, that's how all adult friendships are, because like as the kids we're meeting people randomly, like you might not even have things in common with them, or
You just
you
wanna
have
play.
different interests, you just want to play, you're just going up to somebody to play. But it's like as you get older, it's like, no, I want you connect with people. Like we connected because of Instagram and everything first, and like then we have a million different other things that we have in common. But like you go to those things like, oh, I love Harry Styles, like I need a friend who loves Harry Styles. And like me joining Instagram, I was like, I did not know that people love dogs as much as me, and like we're living that
or
life.
even more specific, corgis, Aussies.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could get so specific.
I also think too, it depends on like your level of like comfortability putting yourself out there. I think like if you're comfortable like putting yourself online and like putting in your opinions and like interests, like TikTok is great because the algorithm like really matches you to the people that
posting as a creator. I mean, you don't have to be like a fucking content creator, but you can just start
sharing your
you could start a series talking
I
about
feel like
something that you love, or like a book review series, or like, you know.
Do you feel like people pop up on your free page of like that aren't getting a lot of likes or anything, but it's like very specific,
niche down, like how I always saw like the Daisy Jones and the Six videos, or like I'll see a lot of Gilmore Girls videos or things like that,
and just commenting on it.
But
like,
that's
start it.
That's if you're like comfortable like putting yourself out there and like
having. But if you're not even making the video, if you're just commenting on somebody else's video,
or like
if they post about a book and you're like
My Favorite Murder was a really huge podcast, and they had so many sub like Facebook groups of like My Favorite Murder in Phoenix, My Favorite Murder in Milwaukee, My Favorite Murder, and so like and they would, because all those people were obsessed with true crime niche, they would like make meetups and stuff, and they would like meet up at bars, and like they just had that common interest, and then they were all similar and became friends.
Okay,
like
I like that different angle, but I guess you could put, if you like, another take would just be to like, if you're comfortable with it, putting yourself out there.
Absolutely,
and like
that's
sharing
huge.
your interests and stuff, because like anytime, like I think another niche is like fantasy, like, and like spicy fantasy, like romance books, like searching that, like I found so many people just sharing their books,
or like Comic-Con or Renaissance Fair, or like, you know, like pick your one niche and kind of like maybe find people with that similar interest,
but
that,
then
like,
I
something
think like
that energizes you.
There's other things where like there's like the set Facebook groups, that's like kind of like another like that's, you still probably have to put some effort into it, but like they're kind of like set up already.
Well, a lot
and
of
then
times,
like Bumble at BFF I think is another like
also there's a app called,
that's you know what I mean, because like that's where people are like actively looking
there's
for
an
friends.
app called Hey Vina, and that is like a group meetup app. So you can go, like you log in, make an account, and you click on your city, and you can create your own meetups, and people will say if they want to go or not, or you can join other people's meetups. So like that one time that I went to that group meetup, it was because someone posted on Hey Vina and was like, let's do a board and bottle night at Postino, which is just a restaurant in Phoenix, and they have board and bottle nights. And so like 6 girls RSVP'd. We went and got a table, and it's like I don't know, it just happens. Less niched down because it's just girls in Phoenix, but there are apps like that. Also Meetup. I think Meetup is an app where people can create like group meetups, so you don't have to go like one-on-one or anything.
I think there's another one I joined. I've not done anything with it, but
okay. Why are adult friendships so hard? I'm so lonely. I'm a 28-year-old woman with no friends. When I was 23, I had at least 2 good friends, but we completely grew apart. When I met those friends, I was in a completely different place in life. Young, college, party, single girl. One friend became a sex worker and got obsessed with plastic surgery. The other friend has no values or ambition. After listening to several motivational tapes and reading inspirational texts, I decided to fade out of their lives because I crave deeper friendships with women who share the same values as me. Now I'm married with a 1-year-old and a graduate student, and I have 0 friends, so I'm starting to think that I'm the problem. I met a girl through my husband's band and we completed a 3-month workout plan last year. We both value wellness and fitness, which is a good basis for friendship. However, whenever I text her, it takes her 3 to 10 days to text back, if at all. We've known each other for 3 years, but she's very standoffish, as if she wants to keep me at a distance. What do? Do I just fall back and wait for valuable friends to come into my life, or just give up and focus on school, work, and family?
I think, that person is not the
Interested.
right friend that you should be attracting. And
Yeah.
sadly, that is literally how the majority of adult friendships go.
Yeah.
Because it's like we all get busy with our own lives. And if you don't have these intersecting...
Rosie grabbing the Santa.
Oh, no.
Rosie,
If you don't have those... Okay, so like when you're a kid, we've talked about this before, but like when you go to school together every single day, obviously
Yeah.
you have to see each other. You need friends. You become friends. If you're in dance... I mean, all my friends were dancers.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, for example, my mom, she goes to the gym every day. So she's obviously going to be friends with
think,
those
like-
people every day. So then when you don't have that common
But she does
connection...
now. But she does. And this is a good time to capitalize on it.
What is it?
You have a 1-year-old and you're in grad school.
Oh, shit. That's true.
Yeah.
Those are like two
I was
great-
thinking, like, wait till your kid gets to kindergarten and then, like, all
no,
the mom
I think
friends.
like right now is like the time where like
Take some mommy and
moms
me classes.
need- yeah, my mom made all of her friends in mommy and me classes.
Dude,
like
that's
she
so
was,
cool to think about. Like,
she like was like doing them a lot. Like I think because we moved a lot when I was a baby. So like we were in Oklahoma, we went to California, went to Ohio, and then
Holy
Michigan.
shit.
Like every year we moved, and my mom would have to make new.
why?
Because my dad was just changing jobs.
Oh, okay.
So, or like getting promoted. I don't know. I think they need to change jobs, but whatever. But yeah. So she would like meet people through like mommy and me classes, and I think that's
Yeah.
again like, and also I think that's a very relatable time in like a mom's life. Like you just want to have
because all my
people-
friends that have had kids recently only want to be friends with other moms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
they
it's like
get
all you're
the-
obsessed with is your child, and you only want to hang out with people who are
Well,
also obsessed with their
I
child.
Yeah.
like totally
common
get it
interest
because
thing
like
again.
the like having a dog like that's like way less responsibility and everything, and like you need people who get like the puppy blues and the bullshit that comes with like having a dog.
Or even like I need to go home, or like
Yeah,
I can't
I
stay
think
out
just
that
little things
late
like
or
that.
whatever.
But like I think having people that understand like all of the things that come with like being a mom, but then like also you're in grad school, so you're like kind of like you get built in people that are
School is helpful, I feel
Interested.
like. But grad school is harder, I think, because then it's like a really diverse group of people of all
Yeah.
ages and
not
different
really, though.
types.
Like in grad school, you're like much more concentrated in like what you want to study.
But I mean, like there might be like 50-year-olds. There might be like a wide range of people.
I think a lot of grad school programs, it's like probably in your,
Mostly
like-
right after undergrad.
I feel like it's probably between like 22 and 32.
Yeah.
But also, like in this circumstance, if you only have a friend that's taking 10 days to text back,
Yeah.
forget it.
Yeah,
Like,
just
Yeah, I
drop
would
them.
also not
it's
text
better
her.
to find hobbies and peace in your alone time and wait until you find those friends
I
that
also-
want to make time
yeah.
for you.
But at the same time, depending on like where you're at and like if you genuinely want to make friends, I wouldn't necessarily wait for people to come to you. I would like put yourself in the position.
Yeah, but
to,
wait
like,
until you find that connection instead of trying to
like, put
force
the- to
a
put the
connection with
effort.
just like that one person that
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like not trying to put a ton of effort into like
Yeah, because
Yeah.
maybe you
Like,
might have to meet a bunch of people.
Yeah, you might have to meet more
but
moms or
you can't like yeah.
But then as a mom, like my sister really struggles with this because I'm sure it's the same with
Sit.
dogs, but even just more intense as being a mom, but like different parenting type things and people being judgmental of like the way you do things, even
Yeah,
of
those
like
aren't for
even
you.
just breastfeeding or the way you sleep
Yeah.
with them or like anything.
I'm sure
You
like
could still not
in a mom
align.
and me class, like because it group setting type of thing, like
Yeah.
if you are you'll like have some of those conversations and you'll be like,
Oh,
I do not want to be friends
yeah.
with her, but,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
she's my vibe. Like
Exactly.
we have the same parenting style or whatever. Or,
Yeah.
like, you know, people are not so out there.
Yeah. I agree.
But I also think like it's okay that you're in different times of your life because and like you were friends with different people at 24 than you are at 28 because
Because of your
I was
interests.
I was going out all the time, like I was
Right. So like when you're going out all the time, those friends are your friends that you're going out with. So like
Yeah.
obviously when you don't have those interests anymore,
yeah.
and also when your priorities become like staying home, it's
Yeah.
like okay, no. Sometimes you just have less friends at that
Yeah.
point.
for sure. But I mean, like, if you think about if you were like going out with people or friends with people at 24, like they were very superficial friendships, like a lot of them. And
Yeah.
they're your fun friends. You
they're
have
my
fun with them,
friends.
and you're like getting something from the relationship.
It's like, how much do you even know about them? Like,
Yeah.
what's their mom's name?
Do you agree with their values?
Uh-huh.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But are
literally.
they fun? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they
And
invite
that's
you out?
fine.
Then yeah.
For periods of
sure.
time.
You also have to know, like, kind of categorize friends into
For sure.
people. Some friends are just, they're really fun to hang out with. You might see them once a year and you enjoy their time when you see them once a year, but you can't expect more from them from that.
Yeah.
And then there are some friends that you make that like really care about you and check in on you all the time. And like,
I was telling them yesterday, like all my friendships are groups of 3. Like every single freaking one of my friendships is a 3-some friendship. And I always feel like I'm the one friend that's like on the outskirts. And I've always looked at that like it's made me really sad. And I've always felt like sad about it in each friendship. But then I kind of came to the realization recently of like,
that's your fault.
oh, bitch. That maybe it's a cool, good thing because that's what allows me to have the multiple groups of the 3 people. And like, and also Cameron is my best friend. Like he fills my best friendship.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's really cute. Yeah, well, I was always like that third person in the friendship group, but it was really
Wait, where too?
Yeah, but it was really because like I only slept over for one night, and I went home the moment I woke up in the morning, and it was like I wasn't the friend that was going to spend the entire weekend at your house. I was a friend that needed to go home and be alone.
Yeah.
So I could never be that like best buddy for my group. So I was always like the third person. And
So
I even had like
nice to have like the buffer that you didn't have to like.
Yeah, I
entertain
think I liked
the
it
other
that
person.
way.
Yeah,
I
I think
didn't
that's
want
good for
to
you.
need to be relied on all the time.
Yeah.
So that one girl in 8th grade that was my best friend for like 12 months or whatever. But also, but then in those situations, a lot of times like your friends will have like a sleepover and not invite you, maybe because
That
they
was
think
horrible.
like, oh, she probably doesn't want to come. Or like whatever reason it was, but then you'd find out that they had a sleepover and didn't invite you, and it's like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
so awkward.
It feels so sad.
Yeah. Like my best friends in like 9th grade became like, they started watching Veronica Mars. They probably started watching it one weekend when I went home or something. And then like every weekend they would have like sleepovers to watch Veronica Mars, and I was not included in that at all. And I still haven't seen Veronica Mars. So like, what the fuck?
I've always wanted to watch Veronica Mars.
Let's watch it together.
Get down. I really wanted to watch
What
it.
is it?
It's Kristen Bell.
She's like a
Like
high
a
school
detective.
That sounds cute.
It performed really well at the time that it was on. I'm
It's
pretty
very
sure.
like niche, like the culture, like it's a big fan culture, but like it's not super popular, but like the people
isn't
who
that
love it really love it.
What, like one of the things that
Cult
got her
classic.
famous?
I think so.
Like
yeah.
one of her first big things.
Yeah.
Can one of you do the outro and talk about the membership? Because I just really can't.
Brittany's yawning. Maggie's.
We're
Can't
really
talk
excited for
anymore.
the next phase. Join the membership. It is now live, and you will get the first extended episode if you join.
We gonna
Our
keep talking.
Bestie.
We're gonna make another drink and keep talking. What are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about your friend.
We're gonna talk about like awkward like friend situations of like things not working out.
And our friends can't join.
Insecurities.
If you're a family member or a friend, you can't be a part of
Except
this.
you are
because-
all
Yeah,
our friends.
Yeah, fuck
Remember?
that. You
I
can
mean, like,
definitely join.
But don't we want to be able to talk shit about and not feel judged, like talking
I'm
about?
not gonna feel judged.
Yeah, we're also not gonna talk shit about like our best
Yeah,
friends.
I'm not talking shit about my best friend. Who the fuck are you?
But we were talking that we wanted to make a name for you guys of like to be able to call you guys things like our friends or besties or
the girls.
something.
Brittany thinks that besties is going to be cringe in a year. So
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't, but
But besties has been around since 07.
BFFs. That's what I used to.
Yeah,
That's what they said before besties.
That's what we said in
BFF.
our age. BFF. We're BFF.
I also said BFF
You said best.
and BFFFs.
BFFFs.
Mm-hmm.
Bes-
But no, comment
and we're
on
gonna talk
YouTube
about-
what
we're
you
gonna
want to be
talk about
called.
insecurities in making friendships.
We're
and,
gonna
like,
show our boobs.
the ways to, like,
I'll do it too for a check.
And our toes.
if you have any questions about the membership, feel free to email us.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
message us
Or
on the
message
So
us.
Glad We're Friends account. We don't
Yeah.
get like a shit ton of messages. So
Yeah,
like,
go
feel
ahead
free
and
to like
send
message.
us
We'll
a
reply.
DM.
Maggie will reply.
And if not, join the Facebook group. Leave a review for us. Rate
Yes.
the podcast on Spotify, Apple.
Give us a 5-star on Spotify.
Yes, please.
Share it with a friend.
Share it with your friends. We love like when you guys screenshot it and share it on your stories.
Yeah, and
That's,
also
like, the
reviews
best.
are really helpful. Like the full written reviews on if you listen on Apple,
Yeah.
that makes a big difference of like charting on Apple Podcasts is the reviews.
Helps us chart in like Colombia and shit.
I am so proud to chart in Colombia and Latvia and Spain and Turkey.
But we're really proud of this.
Shout out.
We're
Like,
really proud of this next step. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for like extended episodes or like more ways to connect. As a reminder, there'll be extended episodes after like the live episodes that come out, and then we're
Every
also going
week.
to do a monthly Q&A where we dive in more to the questions. We answer
And
every
we
question.
answer. Yeah, if you
So
leave
if
a
it's
question and you're a member, we will
Specifically.
answer it.
a literal 3-hour episode if we're answering every question. But we're going to give you details. We're going to give examples. Like, it's not going to be light and fluffy.
we
need
should still
some
make that
Adderall for
anonymous, right? Like, can we still make it anonymous
Yeah,
for
it'll
just the
still
member
be
thing?
anonymous. Like, if you want to drop your name, that's fine. But
you have to be in our membership to get the link to that.
Yeah, we're gonna do a separate
yeah,
link
it's a
in the
different form.
membership.
It's going to be completely
But
different.
yeah, it'll still be an anonymous Google form.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're so excited, and we can't wait to see you.
And
in
we're
there.
so glad we're friends.
I was just gonna say that.
See you soon.
See you next week. Bye.
or after
Bye.
this episode.
Yeah.